I love Hellboy. It's the first collection of omnibuses I ever read in totality. It's really what got me into comics. The right hand of doom, a massive, indestructible, stone-like fist, capable of smashing through walls, gripping demonic relics, and tearing apart whatever stands in its way. Makes you feel kind of bad when the pickle jar gets stuck, doesn't it? I mean, grip strength isn't just a measure of raw power. It's a fundamental element of human performance, like your hands to your core, enabling you to lift, carry, and manipulate the world around you. And for someone like Hellboy, grip strength is not just functional, it's legendary. In this video, we're going to be diving into all aspects of grip training. Whether you're an inspiring demon hunter, climber, fighter, or just someone who wants vice grips attached to their arms, we'll cover everything you need to know. As we begin talking about grip training, it only makes sense to start at the fingertips. Crimps are some of the most forgotten holds in all of grip work, and also some of the most difficult. Being arguably the weakest hold, crimps also have the drawback of not having much variety in a gym setting. Hangboards, both wall-mounted and free-hanging, are by far the easiest ways to increase the strength of your fingertips. Main drawback, again, is the inherent weakness of your crimp. You're likely not going to be strong enough to start with a hangboard, which is where the free-hanging variations come in handy as cable machines or band attachments. Being able to accurately increase the weight and stress is a surefire way to reduce the chance of injury while also allowing progressive overload. When you feel comfortable transitioning to a proper hangboard or seeking out climbing paths that offer more crimp variations will not only test your newfound strength, but also apply it. Luckily, as we move down the hand, training becomes easier and more involved. Hook grips primarily utilize the second knuckle of the hand and wrap around larger objects. For some people, this grip is actually one of the most comfortable to pull from and also to hang, often being used as a last-ditch way to save a lift if all their grips fail. Because of its versatile nature, hook grips can be used during most exercises that require pulling. Chin-ups, rows, even deadlifts can all utilize hook grips in conjunction with other grips, leading to diverse training and compound benefits. Crush grips. If Hellboy were to shake your hand, it would probably feel like being squeezed by an industrial press. That's the power of crush strength. This is by far the most popular kind of grip training, and for good reason. We as humans love to hold items tightly in our little fists and utilize as much musculature as possible. So when we cannot make a complete fist, the adaptations begin. Fat grips and odd angles that let our hands almost fully tighten gives the muscles isometric resistance, increasing the amount of force available to recruit as a result. Of course, grip trainers will help gain maximal strength, but most people consider isometrics to be plenty. For a nice middle ground, utilizing dynamic isometrics, such as thick swings and casts, can challenge a hand differently as the tool arcs. Even more simply, lifting heavy will increase your maximal crush strength. Accessory work and fat grips speed up the process, but rest assured that simply by pulling massive amounts of weight, you will not only gain insane crushing power, but make all of hellish royalty jealous. False grips. Looking at grip training content, you'll be hard-pressed to spend too long before learning about the false grip. Holding with a curved wrist and pulling with the palm heel is a great way to shorten the lever of your arm and allow for greater lat recruitment. Thus, an overall easier lift and much easier calisthenic positions. Moreover, arm wrestling, clinch fighting, and even some climbing positions all require complex false grips to excel in. The shortened lever provides an unmistakable advantage in all aspects of athleticism. If performance isn't your jam, false grips also provide more varied ways of training the underside of the forearm. If you're getting tired of wrist curls but still want to make Popeye jealous, give some false grip pull-ups a try, or pick up some specialized arm wrestling equipment for complete isolation. Cupping, or slope grips as they're called in rock climbing, is an interesting middle ground of grip training, as it barely allows for the palmar hand muscles to be utilized in a meaningful way at all. Instead, the flexors and extensors must work together in order to shape and allow the fingertips to find their targets. Even though this may at first sound difficult to train, I believe that cup grips are among the easiest and most accessible additions to anyone's grip training. Deadlifts, rows, pull downs, pull ups, and med ball work can all aid in building cupping strength that translates across athletic realms. Ball sports, specifically basketball, can benefit hugely from gaining better control of their apparatus. Fighters and grapplers can parry strikes or juggle heads more efficiently, and of course, movement practitioners will have a much easier time vertically traversing the world around them. All you need is a kettlebell and a lifting strap. Attach it to any pulling apparatus, don't let your wrist touch, and there you have it. Cup grips. Of course, these exercises are all flexion based, but like we established before, the extensors play a huge part in cupping as well. Neglecting your extensors, the muscles responsible for opening your hands, can lead to imbalances and even tendonitis. But wouldn't you know it, extensor training is incredibly simple. Just by opening your hand in a tub of sand, rice, or pebbles can lead to dramatic increases in not just extensor strength, but crush and cup strength as well. To take it a step further, straight finger work will help to isometrically train your extensors, just like how cupping isometrically trains the flexors at full stretch. Saxon bars, hex holds, finger push-ups, and I-beam climbs all force the fingers to stay rigid while performing work. And truth be told, some of these exercises are just plain fun. I personally prefer the Saxon bar deadlifts over barbell, but I also eat canned oysters, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. Most gyms will also have forearm rollers specifically designed to work the extensors of your forearm, which will provide some carryover to the hand itself. A strong backhand will also help to augment your wrist as a whole, leading to stiffness where it counts. Speaking of wrist stability, let's address this critical component of grip strength. Whether Hellboy is wielding his Samaritan or punching through walls, his wrist needs to be rock solid to transfer force effectively. Weak wrists can be a major limiting factor in grip strength, but training it doesn't have to be complicated. Wrist curls, reverse wrist curls, kettlebell hammer curls, or dynamically try twisting with a dumbbell or Indian club. These exercises not only strengthen your wrist, but also improve grip endurance. Like most of the exercises we've talked about so far, these odd angles will provide opportunities for the wrist to adapt to stressors we usually avoid in training. Take boxing, for example. Anyone who has ever trained to punch knows to keep their wrist straight. But that's easier said than done. Training wrist stability does not only help to keep everything in place when technique is executed perfectly, but also minimizes damage when accidents happen. And when you have Hellboy's luck, those kinds of accidents happen often. Recruitment. An often overlooked aspect of grip strength is muscle recruitment. It's one thing to manage a ton of weight, but that means nothing if it takes you ages to find and utilize a solid grip. Practicing quick holds using random beep timers or catching gel bells can help develop that neuromuscular connection, which makes strength actually useful. This kind of training also inherently gamifies your workouts and serves as a fantastic way to lift your spirits during a cool down or as accessory work. After all, training should be fun. If you're not having a good time, you're probably not going to stick with it. After you recruit the muscles, it's time to make sure they last. Hellboy's adventures take forever and are often super grueling, requiring him to maintain his grip for extended periods of time. For us, grip endurance translates to being able to hold on to heavy weights, climb for long durations, carry groceries without dropping them halfway to the car, normal day-to-day tasks. When training each type of grip, be sure to include endurance work, like carries, hangs, and long cycles, to ensure that your strength lasts as long as you need it to. After all, your hands are your connection to the world around you. If they fail, good luck. So there you have it, folks. A Hellboy-inspired guide to building grip strength that's not just strong, but otherworldly. From crimp grips to false grips, extensors, and grip endurance, each element builds on the next to create hands of unrelenting power. Whether you're climbing mountains, lifting weights, or battling the forces of evil, your grip is the gateway to unlocking your full potential. So start training, brace the grind, and let's make sure your grip is as unstoppable as the right hand of doom. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and let me know in the comments what you're trading for. Or if you have ideas on what I should be trading for. I'm always looking for new characters. Till next time, keep your grip strong and your goals even stronger.